So is this white privilege or no? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the 18-year-old school shooter from Arlington, Texas, which is right in the Dallas area, who has been released from jail on a $75,000 bond. Now, the question here is, how did this happen? You have an 18-year-old adult going to school as normal with a loaded weapon, and he shoots not one, not two, not three, but four people, including the teacher, and he's able to go home before the court date. What's going on here? Now, before I get into that particular answer, let's roll two clips. They'll be short. The first one is going to be him being walked out of the penitentiary, the precinct, wherever he's at. Then you're going to hear from his parents about what may have been the reason why he did this. After we get done with that, I'll come back. I'll talk about what was said there. Then I'll give you my 2 cents, my deep, detailed analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Say you're sorry to your teacher or the teacher. Anything maybe you want to say anything? You want to say anything to your family?
And if you're just joining us here, the 18-year-old Timothy George Simpkins, who is charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, just came out of jail here, and we are...
He was scared. He was afraid. There's a video that's all out on social media, and it shows that he was being attacked. It wasn't just one person that would attack him and bully him, taking his money, harassing him due to the fact because he had more things than maybe others. It takes us all. It takes us all to stand together about this bullying. It could have been a situation where he took the other turn and decided to commit suicide. What the decision that he made, taking the gun, we're not justifying that. That was not right. But he was trying to protect himself. And so we hope that the police department does the investigation properly. There are going to be independent investigations that's going to be done as well, so that we can get to the bottom of really what happened.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, this is crazy for so many different reasons, and it busts so many different narratives. The first narrative, the most obvious one, is this is a black male going into a school and shooting 4 people and then being able to go home before the court date. And then the charges are like aggravated assault. Now, I'm not sure what that really means in Texas. Is that the equivalent to attempt murder? I'm not really sure. But, come on. If that was a white school shooter, would they be out? Would they be out? And if they were out, it would be a complete outrage. Oh, how dare you do that? If that was a black person, they would have got shot right away by the police, all this, that, and the third. They'd be put up under the penitentiary. They never see a light of day again. But here we are with a black male being released. Now, before I get to his parents, let's back up to talk about these kind of actions in school, out of school, whatever it is, on school grounds, whatever. The problem a lot of times with judges and whatnot is that you have sometimes local mandates that kind of get in the way, but a lot of times you have soft judges, and they'll try to give a lot of these black males second chances. Oh, he's a young man. He's just getting started with life and, never had anything wrong before. This is always these excuses made. And then the excuses kind of compound upon each other. So you have guys that get arrested 30, 40, 50 times before they get to be 21 years old because they keep getting constant passes over and over again. And these guys are the ones that terrorize the community, that go out here and do heinous things. Now, I'm not saying that he was the minister for this. I'm not saying he was a career criminal or whatnot. I have no idea if that's true or false. But the whole thing behind being soft on black criminals causes a lot of problems. So you see things like this all the time. You see a guy shooting to an occupied building, hitting an old lady or something in the head with a pistol. These guys are getting super soft sentences, being released when they shouldn't be released, and then they go out there and commit more crime. And then there's like a surprise, shot Pikachu face like, hey, Why did this happen? What's going on? Where's all this crime coming from? Well, maybe if these guys stayed in jail or the penitentiary or whatever it is for the appropriate amount of time, then they wouldn't be able to come back out and commit more crime. It's so simple. A lot of the guys you see on the street are the same people. They do the same crimes over and over and over and over and over again. So this whole thing is no surprise when you put it into a context of black criminality. Okay, the whole thing about blacks getting longer sentences than whites, that's not true. I mean, if it is true, it's not true directly. And I'll explain that before I get to the parents. I've not forgotten about them, trust and believe. But if you compare a black career criminal who's been in jail 20 times already to a white guy with like a drug offense on his record and that's it, obviously they're going to have, there's a potential for the black person to have a longer sentence than the white guy, because you're not comparing apples to apples. Compare people that have similar criminal records and lawyers and whatnot. Okay. The issue a lot of times is that black folks get too short of a sentence, too soft of a sentence, and that creates a lot of crime in the community. Very simple. Now, as far as the mother, I see this all the time. I mean, even if you got guys that are career criminals, oh, my baby, he was just, the crazy one I saw was there was a guy, I think he tried to rob this lady, but like a home invasion or something like that. And they interviewed his sister, and she was like, well, how's he going to get fresh? How's he going to get his school clothes? It's like, excuse me, school clothes? What are we talking about right now? But it's not uncommon to hear things like that or make excuses for what they do. Now, as far as being bullied or whatever, okay, you got a problem with bullying. Well, you need to learn how to fight. I'd rather you just get into a fist fight in school rather than bringing the pistol. Okay, that's not really how you solve your problems. And you shoot innocent people. Like, there's no excuse for doing that. Okay, bullying is not the equivalent to killing somebody. And you say, okay, you got all these nice things or whatever, you got all this money. All right, well, if you knew it was a problem at the school, you knew he was getting bullied, you knew it was an issue that couldn't be resolved, then how about take him out of school? Go to a different school, go to a private school. He had a Dodge Charger in high school. Your parents live in a nice neighborhood, they got all this money, but yet and still you got to go to this public school. Why? You have the ability to take him out of that school. So I feel like maybe there's some parenting that, it just wasn't all the way 100% proper. I can't really say that for certain. I don't know them. I don't know what's happening. But based upon what she said, I think that there could have been things you've done. I think you could have done things to prevent this. If he's getting bullied, he's sad, he doesn't want to go there, then we got to figure out a way to solve it rather than just letting stuff go on. Put him in karate, let him learn self-defense, hands, feet, do a little bit of, have that be the case rather than bringing the pistol and shooting people. So I'm not really trying to hear the excuse. I understand parents, they want to defend their children or whatever. A lot of times, okay, I get it, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not really trying to hear it. Your son brought a gun inside the school and got the shooting. So whatever he get is whatever he gets. But again, nobody should be surprised that he's out on bond right now. Not in the least bit. If it wasn't Texas, then he might not even have a bond or nothing like that. You got guys that are straight murderers getting released with no bail. It's just like, all right, we'll see you in a few days. It's an era of lawlessness that's kind of sweeping the nation. And I'm not really sure what's going on with the judge or what the particular laws are in Texas or in that particular county right out there in Arlington, which is, like I said, right there by Dallas, in between Dallas and Fort Worth. I'm not sure what the laws are, but the guy obviously should not be out. But when guys like this do get out, it kind of creates a domino effect where other guys are like, hey, he did that, he got off. Now, obviously, you still have to go to court. And if he goes on the run, then they're going to try to find him. It might be an ankle monitor on his ankle. I don't really know. People see that and then they think, well, I can do whatever because he did whatever. And then the cycle continues. But as I close, I want to say this. Let's just debunk this whole idea of white privilege and white supremacy. Okay, this guy's not white, and look at what's going on. You see the same story all over the nation. I think some people are still stuck on the whole Dylan Roof thing. Oh, they got him Burger King and they walked him away. They didn't shoot him right there. Well, he's about to get the rope, ain't he? He's getting the electric chair. So, I mean, what's really the big deal? People need to stop looking into their emotions and look at reality for what it is. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about this whole thing? This 18-year-old just walking away until the court date. Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. You're going to see more and more things similar to this. Maybe not school shootings, really, because I kind of find it hard to believe you're able to get out when you shot a school up. But anyway, you're going to see more things like this. And it's not going to make any sense to those who think that the white man is just omnipotent. He's like Jesus Christ everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It won't make sense to them. But once you understand what's really happening, once you get that true red pill and your eyes are open and you're awakened, then it'll make sense. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.